was unusual?
Okay. Give me a little while. I'll slowly establish, the increase in polling. See, until 5 o'clock, the gross polling reported by the CEO was 68.04. And at 8 o'clock, the polling went up by 0.08%, reached 68.12. Then from 8 o'clock to 11:45, there was another increase of 8.38%, bringing the overall polling percentage to 75.60. Then from 11:45 until 2 o'clock in the morning, there was an addition of 4.16%. Mind you, this 4.16% poll adds, if you translate that into the gross numbers, adds 17,19,000 odd votes. Which means, and I have also given in my presentation the CEO's own statement saying that polling has more or less over, except in 3,500 booths, the polling was continuing. So which means from 11:45 till 2 a.m., polling went on in 3,500 booths for 2 hours 15 minutes. That is 135 minutes. Which means that in 3,500 booths, 17,20,000 votes were polled in 135 minutes. The average works out to be 491 votes per booth. 491 votes per booth in 135 minutes works out to be 3.6 voters per minute. This is very important. I want you to follow this carefully.
Brands agar fake nikle,
people are standing in the queue. 6 o'clock, the official polling gets over. But whoever is there in the queue by 6 o'clock is entitled to vote, however long it takes, provided 3 things are accomplished. 1, gates are closed. Nobody can enter after 6 o'clock. The second is everybody standing in the queue is given a token, a coupon. And the last person at the tail of the queue gets coupon bearing number 1. And the first person at the head of the queue gets the coupon bearing the last number. So that after 1 comes, the polling is officially over. That's one. The other thing is, whenever coupon bearing voter comes in to exercise the vote, that coupon, because it's extra, the coupon has to be taken and preserved. That is true. Another one is the presiding officer has to write and make a note in the diary that 6 o'clock when the polling closed officially, still these many people are waiting. So we had distributed coupons, these many coupons, and we have allowed them to exercise their vote. This is the last and most important thing is all the people who are in the queue, according to the Conduct of Election Rules Manual, all the people who are in the queue, standing in the queue, will have to be videographed in such a way that their faces are discernible. This is a laid down rule. That is one. I'll come to that. But here, when you look at the time series, Sanket ji, 491 voters exercising their franchise in 135 minutes. Because 491 votes is 17,20,000 votes divided by 3,500 booths. See, on an average means there could be more in some booths, there could be less in some booths. But if there is one booth which has more than 491, say 492, then some other booth somewhere will have to have one less. Or if it is two here more, somewhere somebody else, some other booth will have to have 2 or 3 more, isn't it? So then, is it possible, physically possible, manually possible for a voter to enter the polling booth, show the polling slip to the party agents, then go to polling officer number 1, show it again so that they make a note on the official record, then write down the time of the voter's entry, and then next polling officer will take your signature or thumb impression, then put a indelible ink on your index finger, then you move to compartment number 1 so that another polling officer activates it, push the button, move to the second compartment here, because we had simultaneous polls from for Lok Sabha and Assembly. Then come out, which means that you entered, did all this, exercised your franchise twice in 2 compartments, and come out. This comes to 3.6 voters per minute. That means every 20 seconds, a voter did all this, exercised his franchise or her franchise twice and came out. Okay, and there's one more thing which is important here, is that once you press the EVM, there is a dead time of 7 seconds. Because the symbol has to be displayed and the VVPAT has to drop down. And then you go to the second one, again, when you press it, 7 seconds of dead time because display and then the VVPAT, which means 2 machines, the dead time would be 20 seconds. Now, you had 20 seconds for 14 seconds, yeah. 7. But the whole time that was available in this calculation for one single voter was 20 seconds. And if you take out 20 seconds, say 14 seconds,